All right, welcome back to the Sizzle Sal show. Now, I was trying to do this a couple of weeks ago, but here in Colorado, well, we get the snow, and sometimes we just can't do what we want to do. But the nice thing is, we're here today for you. And I want to introduce you here. Now, last episode, I had Sizzle Sal Jr., but he had a leg injury. He's going to need surgery. And this is my other brother, Sal. He's visiting from Mexico, and he's here for a while. And he loves Easter, so that's why he has the Easter ears, and we're going to give him the name Bunny Gonzalez. Why not? That's his character. So that's why he's here with me today. So if you remember the first episode, I ended it at bringing in the apple pie and the ice cream. And there was a reason for that, because I was already thinking for the next show to do the fried pies. So that's what we're gonna do today, are the fried pies. But just a brief history. I don't want to go into all the history. I remember growing up, Dolly Madison was around, big company, and they had the pies, they had the snacks and all that. I remember they even had commercials of Charlie Brown and the gang, and each of the Charlie Browns, one Lois and all them had their favorite pies. Now my favorite pies growing up back then were the lemon meringue and the apple pie. So what happened to Dolly Madison? Well, fast forward in 2012, the company went under, okay? So then Big Brother came in, which is, this is the only thing you'll find. I couldn't find any Dolly Madisons. I went to several stores. And what you found was the Hostess, the cherry, and the apple. These go for about $2.99 retail. So anyways, that's how we came about with the Hostess pies. So what I want to do today, I want to go ahead and show you how to make a dough for the fried pies. Now, this might be a little bit long for some. I'm going to show you a shortcut at the end of the video, okay? But for now, what I want to do here, we're going to go ahead and I have 4 cups of flour in here, okay? This is my pastry chef. I like going to estate sales. I like going to secondhand stores. I like that, and I like reading. So I picked this up, I think at one of the estate sales. Anyways, and I think it's still made in the USA. Hopefully it is. Anyway, so we're going to come here to, I got 4 cups of flour here. What I'm going to add is 4 tablespoons of sugar. Now you can go ahead and reduce the sugar if you need to. And if not, if you just leave it alone like this, it's not very sweet, the dough. But it's up to you. Add your own twist. See, that's the thing. When you're in the kitchen, at least me, when I'm at home, I like to put on the radio. I like to cook. I like to mess around with recipes. Now this recipe, after 6 recipes I went through, I stayed with 3. Now I can't give you the KFC one, but I can give you one close to that. And this is a really good dough here for this. Okay, so we went 4, and right now I'm going to go ahead and add 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now this will be in the description box, okay? So if you want to get this recipe, go to the description box and it'll be there. And also, if you're like me, a visual person, I like to see with my eyes than reading. I'll make notes, but that's the way I like to do it, okay? And then after that, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt, okay, to this. Here we go. There's the salt. Now here, this is optional. I'm gonna add some cinnamon to it, okay? It gives it a really good flavor. So let's do that. Let's add some cinnamon to the mix here, okay? Now, if you don't want to add cinnamon, I mean, there's other stuff here. I mean, you got whole nutmeg here. Now, I will warn you about this. You need a zester, 1, and 2, it's very strong. So if you never cook with the nutmeg like this, just be careful on that, because I made a recipe last week. I was doing pound cake, and it called for nutmeg and it called for mace. And I added it to it. I went just from A to Z. I didn't make any changes, and they had that. And when I tasted the pound cake, it was really good, but you could taste the nutmeg in it. It was very, very strong. So just be careful on that, okay? So what we're gonna do here next, we're gonna go ahead and add the butter. Bunny Gonzalez is gonna give me some butter to help me out here. Okay, here we go. Thank you, thank you. A tip, make sure that your butter is cold. This dough works really good when your dough's cold and the products you use. Whether it be milk, it be butter or whatever, okay? Now, I'm gonna use butter today, but let's say if I was using shortening and I wasn't using butter, then my oil behind me, I would add a tablespoon to the oil, and it gives that oil a buttery flavor. But since we're gonna do this, I'm not gonna add any butter to that, okay? So, that being said, all right, so that's a cup of that, okay? So we're gonna use this device, this gadget here, and we wanna go ahead and make sure that your butter is broken in like a pea size or like a nugget, little nuggets. I don't know if you ever went panning for gold. I did. Didn't get rich. Didn't find no nuggets, but it was fun. Why not, you know? So, when we come into the dough here, you don't want big old chunks in the dough, because that'll show up in your, when you start frying your pies. You don't want that. You want to kind of break it up as much as you can. Now, I've seen people use food processors. And that's okay. I mean, if you've already know how the dough feels in your hand, and you want to use a food processor, maybe you have arthritis on the hands, and you know, you just can't do it, then hey, go for it. But right now that my hand and my fingers still work somewhat, I want to do it this way. And I want to do it old school. And then, once you get to a point where you feel comfortable with your dough, and you use it in a food processor, and you know the touch, the texture and all that, then by all means, you know, go for it. But here, I'm just gonna go old school and act like they don't even exist right now, the food processor, okay? And here we go. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna start filling this dough with my hands. And what I'm looking for big chunks of butter. Now, if you find any, use the tip of your fingers. Okay, that'll work just as fine. So here we go, you see? So I got this here, you see? I see any nuggets, like right here, I see a little big piece there. I'm gonna kind of get that with my fingers, okay? And here we go. And the dough feels nice and cold because I use cold butter, okay? This works better if you do it today. You put it in your refrigerator and let it refrigerate for tomorrow. And it'll be very, very nice. You'll see. I mean, when I started with this making dough, believe me, I didn't know how. I used this brand, the Goyo brand. Ahí está el Goyo brand, unas tortillas. I want to show our viewers something. Here, that's it right there. Okay, so remember I told you earlier if you wanted to take a shortcut and you don't want to go through all this, this is what we started with. They're empanada discs. I'm not promoting the company, but they're empanada discs. And when COVID hit, you couldn't find these. So me and my sister, we started looking, well, hey, how can we do this? How can we make it work? Well, we went to the drawing board. I think I went through 6 recipes. And finally, I came to 3 recipes, and this is one of the 3 that I'll use. Okay, so I think here, if you look at here, we're doing that panning for gold nuggets. Huh? Show me the gold. And I think overall, I don't really see any big chunks in here anymore. If I did, I'm gonna just, pinch them with my my fingers, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna use this little gadget here. So we're done with these here. I'm gonna move this out here. Have Bunny Gonzalez help me make some space. I'm gonna use this device here, and it's pretty cool. Now that's the carnation milk, please. What I'm gonna do at this point, I'm gonna get 2 eggs. We're gonna crack them in here. Okay, there's 1, and there's 2. Okay, okay, thank you. All right, and another thing, I'm adding my own twist. Again, you guys want to be creative? Be creative, as long as it goes with the pastry. So I'm gonna go 1 cap of vanilla, okay, right there. And at this point, I'm gonna use my carnation milk. It's been cold, it's been in the refrigerator, okay? So remember that. We're back to the cold stuff. There you go, throw that away, please. Now, you don't have to have one of these. You can do it with a whisk, a fork, or whatever, but hey, I paid $5 for it. Why not use it, right? Here we go. All you need is maybe about a minute at the most. And we're good here on that. Okay. I'm gonna move this back this way here. I don't need it right now. Okay. So we got everything in here. We got the butter, we got the spices, and all that good stuff in here. Now, depending where you live at, if your climate's dry, if you have dry weather right now, this calls for 1 cup. I'm using carnation milk and 2 tablespoons of ice water. But since we're in Colorado, so when we're in the 40s, I might not even use the whole cup. So you want to be careful. If you live in Miami, where it's hot, you might use a full cup, and you might use 2 tablespoons of cold water. But anyways, here's what we're gonna do. So I'm only gonna use probably about half right now, okay? So we made a well. I'm gonna bring it in, okay? We're gonna bring it in this way. Just let it all come in here, okay? Now by looking at this, up here it's still somewhat dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit more of this mix here, outside, okay? So I have maybe about 1/4 of a cup left, okay? Now you can do this on a cutting board if you wish. I've had this bowl for like a long time, and that's my bowl that I cherish. It's like a kid's toy. If I don't have my bowl like this one, forget about it. Run, hide. Now here I'm gonna try to pat it down. That one I'm gonna have to use for the glazing a little while. I'm gonna have to rinse that. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm just kind of turning it and patting it down with my hands right here, okay? Okay? And what I feel right here, right now, feel a little bit dry, okay? And at this point, I'm not gonna use a whole lot, maybe a tablespoon. Okay, there we go. And this should be more than enough, okay? Oh yeah. Now don't worry, if you use more than what you're supposed to, then you could always use some flour, that'll help you get it going. If you see here, I went a little bit over. Hay un duster allá, Pino? I kind of did this, maybe on purpose, a little bit. So here we go. We're gonna pat it there. I'm gonna pat it there. Okay? There we go. Now this is what I have left on the milk. I'm probably saying maybe about 3 tablespoons in there. Okay? We don't need that anymore. We're good. Okay? We're good on that. So this dough works best if it sets overnight. Okay? You want it really cold, because it has butter in it, or if you maybe put shortening, or if you put lard in there, and you're in a hot kitchen, you'll know what I'm talking about. Your dough's gonna start getting really soft because of the butter in there. Okay, so anyways, Here, so it's fixed. So that's it. Now we've been doing these pies here probably about over a couple of years. Here with my sister. So at this point, I'm not gonna do any more here. I'm done here. Just one more last drop, one last turn. Now I'm just trying to make it into a ball. Okay. So this dough is from last night. So I'm bringing this out for now. I'm going to Bunny Gonzalez. Okay, they're going to be a little bit kind of awkward for you guys. I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've seen some cooking shows where they're making pies. Everybody has their own style, okay? So if my style helps you, bingo, okay? All right. So what I try to normally do, I don't have my scale now. Remember, when it's a restaurant, it's a commercial setting. If you're at home, it's residential, so it's a little bit different, you know, on the cooking. You know, you have to have all these gadgets approved by the health department and all that stuff. Okay, we got that here. So this is what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be around 2 ounces on the dough. This recipe will give you about 1.5 dozen on the, for your empanadas or fried pies. I know in Spanish, everybody calls them empanadas. So you want to get the palm of your hand, just kind of do it this way. See? It's already circled. So if you're going to roll it with the tortilla, if you're going to do it with the tortilla press, you can do it that way too. Again, we're talking about commercial settings. We use a dough sheeter here, and it kind of helps us make the tortilla. Doesn't come out perfect, but it's a lot faster. So again, you press it down here with the palm of your hand. Now say if you want it like a really, really nice circle, then get your hands, just kind of turn it like that. See? And there you go, you see? Right there, okay? Then we're gonna do another one here. And there we go. So out of here, I thought that I'm gonna show them something on that too. I'm glad he brought that up the bag. Okay, this is the 6th one, right? That one kind of went out a little bit to the wayside. So I want to kind of go ahead and give it a little bit more better circle. Not perfect, but anyway, we got like 6 out of there. I got 1 dozen. Now, before I forget, I want to show you guys something. So I went to the Mexican bakery this morning. These are fried pies or handheld pies. Now, in Mexico, they make them a little bit different. I went to the Mexican bakery this morning. This is a pineapple. And normally what they do with these, they bake them. The dough is pretty simple. It doesn't have all this magical powders that I put in mine. But this is the pineapple one. And this is a pumpkin. Those are the most popular ones throughout the whole year. Pineapple and pumpkin. You'll always find that pretty much at the Mexican bakeries. And sometimes you might find apple. But anyway, I just wanted to, these are empanadas. These are baked in the oven. I looked up the recipe. I don't make these. They're okay. It's not something that, you know, I'm going to go buy 12 of them. Okay, so we got here. So if we can get these out here. Give me the big pan, Pino. Ese, right there. Donde están las empanadas hechas, esas. Right there, that one. Yes, please. But I just said the empanada. My brother, we always have that habit of speaking Spanish more than English. That's a good thing. So these are lemon. So the ones I'm going to show you today is how to make the lemon meringue ones, okay? So, you could see here, I already pre-made these last night, okay? They'll work better with the hot oil. And then these are some of the discs that were already made too, yesterday also, from that same batch, okay? So, we're gonna put these back in the fridge in a minute, because these we can still use these. Okay, let's tell me, mi lemon glaze, lugares, por favor. The lemon glaze. Yeah, that one, yeah. We can get the lemon glaze over here, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. What we want to do here, oh, I need another egg. Where's that, one more egg? Dame un huevo más, por favor. Okay, ya puedes tirar eso ya. I want to use the egg white. It kind of serve as a glue, okay? If you don't have that, you can use water. I've seen them use water on that too. Anyways, so here we go. We're gonna put a little bit of the egg white here, kind of keep them from opening. I mean, that's the plan, right? Okay. And then we probably use a tablespoon, just depending on the size of the disc. You know, you might want to go less or more, but you don't want to overdo it, because then everything will go on the side. Okay. See here, and there we go. Okay. Now we're gonna need a fork here. Okay. Gonna seal the deal, or crip. What do you call it? Cripping? I don't even know. Okay, you want to make it look pretty? Then we're going to use this pizza cutter and just kind of trim a little bit off on the edges. You want to save these because at any time you might be making these and you might get a crack. They might open. You get some of this, put it in the egg wash like a Band-Aid. Then you put it on here and it'll close it up. So there I did the crimping, seal the deal, it's closed, okay? All right, we'll do another one. This will probably work better. And don't worry about the size. I mean, if it's not oval shape or in a complete circle, that's okay. You're gonna clean it up in a minute. Okay? Here we go. We're gonna go lemon and lemon. Okay? And we're gonna bring it back this way like a taco. Okay? All right. So over here, it opened up. On the top right here, you'll see it like a little glue. You don't want the oil to go inside of these. I mean, that's the plan, right? Not to go inside. And then they become soggy. And who wants a soggy and empanada? Nobody. All right, here we're gonna crimp it. We're gonna seal the deal here. Now at this point, if it looks good to you, then leave it alone. If it don't look good to you, then you can keep trimming it. Now here's where I put the little Band-Aids here with the egg yolk, okay? There was 2 little holes, and I'm kind of glad that happened, because when you do these fried pies, they can go everywhere, you know? We're gonna do another disc here. So we're gonna go ahead and get the egg yolk. We're gonna brush it. Here we go. Step, 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 step. We're gonna get some lemon meringue in here. Okay. This will be the last one on that one, because I already have some eggs, which are right there. I'm gonna test this oil here. Come on, Mira. Is it okay? Of all the things I have to bring, forgot my thermometer. If you have a thermometer, which I do have, you want them at least at 350 to 375 before you drop them into your hot oil. Because what's going to happen is, if you drop 4 of them at a time, then you're going to bring the temperature down. It's no longer going to be 350, it might be 335 or whatever. So remember that when you do that, you know, to go ahead and now these here, they're prepared, but I will use these for tomorrow. I mean, I could use them right now, but I'd rather use the cold ones that are right here. So next we're gonna be going. We'll be back in a minute. I got, I like my clothes, my shirts, my ties. But when you get down and dirty, you see, look at all that flour. And if I would have had my shirt and everything on, then I would have been a mess. But we'll be right back. I'm gonna go put my other garments on, and then we're gonna start cooking some of these here. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna start cooking the lemon meringue. Always go with the tip down and move your fingers. Okay, you do not want to burn your fingers. Okay, guys? And I like to use these little donut sticks. I got these sticks a couple of years ago. This was they used to use back in the day. And you can find these online. I mean, if you want to play the drums, you can do that or have fun with them. But these are the ones that I've had, and I just want to keep them. I don't want to let them go. Huh? Okay, so at this point here, we're going to get these empanadas out. They don't take too long to cook here, okay? You can see that. And I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do a double take, meaning I'm going to bring two up at the same time. But with my stick, I'm bringing one back, okay? See, this oil could be a little bit cooler. And like mistakes happen, forgot my thermometer. Anyway, they're kind of nice and dry at this point here. You see right here, nice. At this point, I'm gonna move them over here. Okay, just make sure this doesn't come down. All right, we're gonna do another one here. These are lemon meringues we're doing. Now I did, earlier we made some apple, cherry, pineapple, and I think the fourth one here will be a lemon meringue here. So we mix quite a few flavors. During the summer, what's popular is the banana cream, the coconut cream, the key lime, and also the lemon meringue. Those are really good pies for a summer pie. But I will say this, that the apple pie is always the #1 seller. Has been. We've tested it here, and apple pie goes throughout the whole year. For what did you got? All the holidays. You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then in January we're all supposed to lose weight. That's kind of hard. But anyway, this one's a little bit better now that the oil's kind of cooled down a little bit. There you go. Didn't open. You see at the edges, it's still sealed. So that's an important thing. Okay. And I've seen people that have actually just fold them. They don't seal them. They don't grip them. They just leave them like that. And that's it. Now, I will remind you on these, you want to be careful. Don't touch them too much because they will break. Because they're very fragile, because they're very flaky, and the texture is awesome. So you want to be very careful on that. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to show you how to make a lemon glaze for the lemon meringue empanadas, okay? Now what we're going to do, I'm going to make a lemon glaze. Now typically when people use the white powder sugar, everybody goes with vanilla across the board. Well, when I make mine, I like to be distinctive when it comes to flavors. So this glaze will have a lemon glaze since it's a lemon meringue empanada. Does it make sense? I think it does. But anyway, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and slice a lemon here. Now the seeds are here, so I'm making sure I didn't get the seeds, okay? So what we're gonna do here, I'm not gonna add this yet in a little bit, but I already have it ready to go. Now I go with 2 cups of the powdered sugar, and I go with 4 to 6 tablespoons of milk. Now that comes down to you. If you like it like really thin, you like it a thick consistency, it's up to you how you want to make your glaze. But I try to kind of go in between. I don't like it too watery. So I've already done this quite a few times. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. And if you found that you put too much milk in there, you could always add some more powdered sugar, okay? It's gonna be okay. Everybody will still be happy. But anyways, here we go. So, trying to see here. See, this is a little bit runny, but I mean, I could add a little bit more. But I'm gonna leave it alone. It just depends right here. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of lemon juice, okay? What I am gonna do, I'm gonna add just maybe probably about a third of a cup, okay? Just by looking at it, I want it a little bit more thicker on the sugar. That being said, well, I have to add a little bit more. So what I'm gonna get here, that's better. You see, look at that. See that? See? Right there is good. Now what I need to do, I'm gonna taste it, and I wanna make sure that by adding that extra powdered sugar, that it knocked the flavor out from the lemon. Okay, so I'm gonna add another tablespoon, okay? I like to have a little bit more lemon flavor. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, a little seed fell in there. I don't like that. If anybody's gonna eat it, it'll be me. Nobody else. I'm gonna keep an eye on that little seed. Here we go, you see? There we go, that's kind of the consistency I'm looking for, okay? All right, so I'm gonna get this to a Bunny Gonzalez, kind of get some elbow room here. Okay, so give him this here too. All right, I'm gonna put a glove on, and what I'm hoping, págame esto, por favor, porque tenía huevo. You're gonna rinse that for me, because it had egg wash earlier. All right, so let me try it one more time. This is the second time. It's better. Then we're gonna add some lemon zest to it. We're gonna make it a little bit more, have that citrus flavor in the empanada. Okay, so here's what I like to do. Like I said, I'm not too happy with these two. This is a really nice one, and I would have got them, but the other ones that I made earlier are nice. So here's what we're gonna do. I tilt it. Now be careful, because they're fragile. If you put too much pressure, they're gonna crack on you, okay? Especially at this point, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down here. I like to have that like lava look, that Halloween, I think, where it's just all dripping on the wall. You know, well, it's fake blood that they use, but anyways. So here you go, okay? There's one right there, okay? See that? Look how beautiful that is, okay? And then here, I'm gonna go here. Now what you can do, let's say if you're making apple, let's say if you're making a banana cream and you want to add different flavors, make the base, and then from there put it in a small bowl and add pineapple or add lemon or add whatever flavor you want, you know? Then you want to add it, okay? And here we go. Like I said, I'm going to the side. Everybody has their technique. I like it this way better. It's worked for a while, and why change it? If it's working, why mess with it, right? If it ain't broken, then don't try to fix it. That's how I think about it. If it's good, that's it. Leave it alone. As they say in Spanish, no más means no more. I think Robert Duran knew what that word was. Okay, here we go. So now, if you need it a little bit earlier, look at the glaze here. You see the beautiful glaze here? I'm going to show you right now when we put the lemon, the zest on them. Now at this point, if you want them to dry a lot faster, then remove the wax paper, okay? You remove the wax paper, and these are going to dry a lot faster. Oops, look at that. Got to redo that one. Give me that brush. Had a little accident there, but here we go. I'm gonna do this one more time because it flipped on its belly. Now you want to make these your fried pies look pretty, like putting makeup on. I mean, I never put makeup on, but, you know, the girls know what I'm talking about. They're getting ready for that first date, meeting the guy that might be their future boyfriend, husband, whoever. But then you have to go through the chain of command. The mother-in-law has to like you, the father-in-law, the siblings. There's a lot of doors there that you have to walk through. But that being said, you'll do all right. Now, the lemon zest. I've heard people say, do it this way, do it this way. And for whatever it's worth, and maybe I was wrong, maybe I seen Gordon Ramsay do it this way, but I'm not doing it for that reason, right? So here we go. Let me get this knife out of here. So at this point, remember, when you hit the white, you want to stop. See right there? Because then it gets really, really bad on the taste. Okay? Here we go. Look at this. Oh, the lemon smells amazing. You know, I'd rather use the fresh stuff than the stuff that comes in a bottle. The liquid. Now, I heard they sell this stuff frozen, but it's better natural if you can. Okay? And here we go. He's gonna give it a nice lemony or lemon flavor, however, you know. I'm gonna give it one more little tap over here, and we should be done here. Okay. And there we go. We'll save this lemon for some lemonade, maybe. I don't know if we have enough sugar for that here. Anyway, these are the lemon meringue empanadas. So remember I mentioned to you guys, to you earlier, was that we had made some pies earlier. And the ones we made right here were the lemon meringue. And why did I make lemon meringue? Because that's my favorite. And I think there's some other people here that like lemon too, right? Am I the only one? So here we go. So right here I have some cherry pies. I have some pineapple pies right here. We got cherry pies, pineapple pies, and we have apple pies, okay? So, and then we have the lemon meringue pie. But that's the one I wanted to do today. Because I knew apple is a good pie. It does really good. It's the #1 seller. But let's go with lemon. Why? Because spring's coming. It's right around the corner, right, Bunny Gonzalez? We got Easter right around the corner. So that being said, that's why I'm working on the lemon pie. Another point that just real quick. See this book right here? All my recipes are in this book. Okay? And I have hundreds of recipes in here. You know, hundreds. The ones with the stars are the ones that have actually been tested here, or with strangers, not with family, not with friends, with people that don't even know us. And who got all the 5 stars? The pies did. And all the other stuff. So on the next episode, what I would like to do, we're going to switch the channel. And just kind of a sneak peek. Next episode, I want to do the tortas. Okay? And that one's going to be a real good one. That one's going to have a lot of stuff going on the tortas. You guys will really, really like that one. But that being said, hopefully this recipe helped you. If you want to take a shortcut, you can go with that Goyo brand. And there is the dish already made. All you do is put your filling, close them up, and you fry them. Okay? That's all you do with those. But this is a better one. I mean, you make this, make it a few times. And if you have any questions, I know I can't answer on comments, but if you go to my email, SizzleSal@gmail.com, I can try to answer a little bit more questions on the pie dough or the fillings. We go with the commercial filling, and in that book that I showed you earlier, I have all of the pie fillings from scratch. I learned to make all of it from scratch first before we went commercial. And the reason for commercial, it's more consistent. So let's just say, hey, you're the owner of your business and you want to take a vacation. But nobody knows your recipes. Nobody knows how you get the process. Well, that's a good way to do it here. Put everything in a book, and they'll get consistency when they go to your business. Or also if you're doing it for a party, or you're doing something at home for the office, this is the way to go here on that note. Okay? So that being said, I'm glad I was able to talk with you. I was trying to do this 2 weeks ago. We got some snow up here in Colorado. I wasn't able to come up here, but we're here today, and these are nice lemon meringues. And I'm sure I'm going to have a line outside waiting to try these here. And we want to do also, before we go off, excuse me here. So, if you subscribe, it's just an alert, just letting you know, hey, Sizzle Sal has a new video out. That's what it's about. Really simple. You don't pay for it. It's if you like or you hit comments or whatever. Okay? So we're gonna try this pie out. This is the one that was just made about 30 minutes ago. And if you can see here, you can see the lemon meringue right here. You can see that, it's beautiful. So we're gonna let Bunny Gonzalez try it out, see what he thinks. All right, here's the pie right here. It's so flaky, it's almost, we're gonna try this out, Bunny Gonzalez, sorry. Try it out, see what he thinks about that. Let me see. Oh yeah. You either get some whipped cream or you get some vanilla ice cream. You're making your TV set color. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed this quick crash course. I think it was about 30 minutes or so on the pies. So now we're gonna assemble them, and we'll see you next time. Tortas coming your way soon. Signing off with Bunny Gonzalez and Sizzle Sal. Have a good night. Thank you, guys.